The Ceylon Petroleum Corporation says it has incurred a loss of 17.5 billion in less than 3 weeks due to the depreciation of the rupee, which increased the government's fuel bill.
CPC had obtained US dollar loans amounting to $2.5 billion from 2 state banks for the purchase of fuel. According to the Ceylon Petroleum Corporation, it will continue to incur losses if the dollar keeps appreciating. With the uncertainty in the oil prices in the country and the massive losses incurred by the Ceylon Petroleum Corporation, will the authorities again pass the burden on to the consumers? Rising cost of living has been the word on the street, and here are some of the views expressed by the general public.
Once you sell your country to another country, after that you can't do anything about the prices.
The government might be trying to implement their own formula in the guise of all these formulas on fuel and electricity.
Even if they implement a formula for food, we won't be surprised. The government does not have a plan to manage the economy. They have only been talking for the past 3.5 years.
Experts claim one of the main reasons for losses borne by the CPC is the pending dues from various government bodies. For example, in June, Sri Lankan Airlines owed the Ceylon Petroleum Corporation a sum of 13.45 billion rupees. 800 million rupees from the total due was repaid within a week, and cabinet approval was sought to obtain the remainder as a loan from a private bank.
CPC going into loss would mean that another valuable asset of the public of this country, the true owner of Petroleum Corporation, is the poor man in this country. His asset is going to get depreciated and his asset is going to get killed. That's what's going to...
International perspective. The economy of South Korea is the 3rd largest in Asia and the 11th largest in the world. South Korea is famous for its spectacular rise from one of the poorest countries in the world to a developed, high-income country in just one generation. South Korea's rigorous education system and the establishment of a highly motivated and educated populace is largely responsible for spurring the country's high technology boom and rapid economic development. Having almost no natural resources and always suffering from human overpopulation in its small territory, which deterred continued population growth and the formation of a large internal consumer market, South Korea adopted an export-oriented economic strategy to fuel its economy, and in 2014, South Korea was the 7th largest exporter and 7th largest importer in the world. How did South Korea's economy develop so quickly? Many studies attribute South Korea's structural transformation to policy reforms aimed at opening the country to foreign markets. Export-oriented policies of South Korea are one of its most important factors of its success. The 2 other important factors that contributed to the increase in international trade and industrialization in South Korea is 1. Improvement in the business environment, 2. Policies incentivizing investments in innovation.